All right, part 2 on Trump, Epstein, Trump, Elvis, Studio 54 Reflections, and House of Usher. We're talking about the Elvis and Trump connection right now. So if you just coming into this, you need to go back and listen to the first one because this might be a little deep for you. But Donald Trump, he appeared in 73, so this is 3 years after Elvis started gaining weight, and then by 73 is full-fledged lamb chop and in disguise as Fat Man, right? So him being Elvis, he has rights to all of Elvis's music, okay? You must know about these things because he has this life that we know about. But if he is Elvis, or if Elvis found a way to find Jesus, right? He saw the scientific search for Jesus, and he was able to put his body on ice, let's say, okay? And wait 10 years or 11 years or whatever he saw for, because maybe he was able to calculate the dawn and whatever else, right? So, this would give Trump access to all of the money that Elvis has made. All right, and this is where Lisa Marie says Elvis is still there and all these weird shit that they say, all right? I'm just trying to connect everything that's been told and put it in one image so we can all gather these things, because Elvis had a twin brother also, Jesse, who supposedly died at birth, okay? Now, the government knows what it knows, the kings know what it knows, and they know births or whatever, so it's possible this child didn't die and the government took it and they raised Trump for what he is, all right? Or it's possible that they made clones of this fetus that died or baby that died or whatever, all right? So the Trump could be a clone of that one, okay? And then I've heard there's according to the clone story, there's 4 clones, all right? Trump and another one are the only ones who are alive out of those 4, okay? Now, I've done posts on this before, but I know this sounds crazy as shit, but Joseph, the Joe King, not Joe King, Tiger King, Joseph Maldonado, or whatever his name is, the Tiger King from Oklahoma, and I've told y'all I met that dude. We used to deliver animals and mice and shit to his place when I worked for my parents up there. Either way, so I've been in his house playing with his lions and tigers and baby bears and all that shit, all right? It's pigsty. Either way, I'm glad I never ate the pizza, knowing what I heard. Either way, I've done posts where they look very, very eerily alike, okay? And before I put all this together, I knew about the clone thing, and one of the clones, it said, was on ice, okay? Now, we know that he likes his meth, per se, down there, the old Tiger King, so, or he used to, so this could be tying into that, to where, whatever, and then he also ran for presidency around the times of Trump, and weird shit like that, right? And he was police officer, either way, so, that's just one weird connection. So he could be that ice one, and then we could also see the one on ice, right? And then Trump might be the one that's dead, in a matter of speaking, because he's over the dead for the dead in Christ, and he's pulling up the dead, and those are the people who had their RNA adjusted, and the messages are all going to go haywire and all that kinds of shit, okay? But so let's connect Trump being connected to Elvis with the money, and the CIA coming over from the Nazis and them being involved in time travel. And we see the 88 DeLorean time travel and the Back to the Future, and the character Biff, according to the writers and producers, Back to the Future is based on Trump. Now, what's weird is because Trump started in 73, he was just known as the first, like, business mogul, like really no reason to even know about the dude. And then he starts getting on the Jefferson's 85, and he has his first 60 minutes interview in 85 and all those things, right? So, from the 60-minute interview from his first appearance in 73 to his interview on 60 Minutes was 12 years, 1 month, and 1 day. Now, the 12 makes the 3, and that's the 311, right? And we've been trying the 311 and 711, all those things. So, and go back and look up what happened to 311-2020 if you don't remember. So, Donald Trump, right, can be this guy, the Bruce Wayne, okay, who has access to all this technology and whatever else, right? So he has access to so-called time travel. Maybe they can go through time, because I can see time travel being very possible with all this being a projection, and we're just a matter. We have to basically cut through the veil and pass through in ways, okay? This could be where Trump's cerebral machine would come in, to where he can go in in the night and do things through the dreams and whatever kind of thing. But it's just that we can that's another rabbit trail. So there was we'll get in a minute. Trump being Bruce Wayne, all right. Elon Musk is the Tony Stark, all right. Now, if you know anything about anything, you know Elon Musk is not a real dude, in a matter of speaking, as far as the way that they present it, because there's no way somebody can drop out of college and go get billions of dollars to start this, that, and the other in the industries that he did. And then while he's doing it, he goes and gets more billions of dollars and just keeps making whatever, and it's always accept, blah, 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 and they always fucking start in the garage and all this other shit, okay? Now, he's just a puppet, and then he comes out as bald for the ball worship, and then he gets the hair, right? And then he comes into that air. Either way, so he's just a puppet, all right? And he's Trump's puppet. And basically all the technology of the future for the new heaven and earth is basically ready and waiting. And this is where you kind of get that time travel, per se. They were into time travel, taking us into a new age of man. So with the time travel, that comes out with the new instruments or whatever. It's not necessarily new physical time travel. However, there are ways that maybe we are able to do those, okay? But the other time travel is where you have the scientists coming in, the CIA coming in. They have things going on, setting up a structure here and setting up a structure there, and bringing in, once it gets to a certain point in time, we have to start releasing that new technology, and they're releasing in increments, and then they're just going to release it all at once the old goes away in a matter, okay? So this is where Batman, or Bruce Wayne, has brought the Gotham, the Hamas, and the Batman for the bat stuff that went on in that bathroom for the Crapture, and the stalls for the beast, and blah, blah, blah. So, the stalls for the stalling on the market, which caused it to collapse, and just go boom, okay? But, if Elvis, Trump, if they're connected, it doesn't matter. It can be showing as far as a spiritual mirror on what Trump is going to be doing, because he was born 11 years after, and they connect in some other ways too. Okay, so he could be the so-called reincarnation of Elvis, and since his Tesla, he has access to Tesla's papers or whatever, he may have access to some knowledge that taught him who he was. Okay, and once he realized who he was, that's when he came forward and got into where he needed to be. Okay, so there's a couple different ways how this could work as far as in our reality, But the time travel is the people setting up the technology to bring you the Jetsons or to bring you the Terminator. And when I say that the Terminator is going to be down there and such, there's going to be times you're going to want the robot to go in and get those people who have their RNA fucked up and shit, and they got this, that, and the other wrong with them. Or you need to take them down this, that, or the other way, okay? So that's where the Terminator machines are coming in, okay? So DC is Bruce Wayne, Batman, Elon Musk, Iron Man is Marvel. All right, Marvel has much more stronger, blah, 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 but it's meant to be that way because it's taking out the old, okay? And also the X is like the Chinese star, 4-point Chinese star. So the AI is going to be showing images also of things that are going to disturb the people. The photos that have been gathered, that's going to disturb the people. And all these things are going to work together to get the people off the device. All right. So the Bell worship mentions the devices and all those things. They want you to be part of the divine and not the device. So we're going to see a big push against technology. And then after they do that, then they're going to realize what they did. And depending how much light they get, how much light they can process, whatever else will depend on if they can come out of that monkeyhood. All right. Because they're telling us that man came from monkeys. Okay. Well, you're going back to a fucking monkey. And that's why a lot of people in America look like a hairless orangutan and shit. Like, actually, they say you came back from apes. All right. Apes are usually a little bit more fat or whatever. The monkeys, they're a little bit more slender and they can go from tree to tree. Apes are more on the ground. We've been grounded, those kinds of things. Either way, folks. So, Trump's 60-minute interview is on 11/17/85. How about that, folks? The 7-11 backwards. And the 6-11 with the subtracts. And the 8-11 for the 8 on the 1-8 for Elvis's birthday, and that 2-8 for the peace deal. And then his first front page was on 10/16/73. How about that? The 10/16, the old 9/11 flip. All right. So all these things are connecting. Those things in that front page connects us to his front page as far as being on the cross on 10/2, and then you saw the 29/11 event coming on Jerusalem and all those things that we were told. So, and then let me see what else notes I got. Oh, he was 42 years old. Wait, he was 27 years old, which connects to the 77, the 27. Years old when he did his front page. And then in 2015, when he ran for presidency, it was 42 years later, and the king died at 42 and 77, all right? So that's just those connections. Either way, so I know these things will sound crazy or whatever, but these things are very highly possible. These things we're being shown are here to tell us a story, to connect the dots and to search for that truth. And there's things about that are on these stories that are being told or whatever, and they're there for us to understand. And then the vision that is being locked live, like with the movie Leave This World Behind, is happening in a live overlay, because the people who did not get the 2020 vision, and you're watching and following, and you have the eyes and ears to learn, you're all being gathered up. These are those visions being given to you, so you know it's the time, because we're under that live time frame, 2024, 7, marks the spot, all these things, folks. All right, so we're going to end it here. Elvis and Trump, think about it.